Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. So the first card you have, Cancerians, is number 3 and it says decision. Now if you look, there is a glyph for movers on the left bottom, a corner, and on the right bottom corner there is a glyph for Gemini. So Cancerians, you have third house, and as you, which is of course your neighboring house, you have that energy play out here in your messages today. So further down here it says, every decision I make moves me closer to my destiny. It further says, your power lies in making a choice. Even if imperfect, decisions create movement and open doors. So right off the bat, what I'm getting is that you probably are at a crossroads right now, Gemini. You probably have to make a choice, but you need clarity. So you need to think things through, and you need to make decisions that are aligned with your mind and your heart at the same time, right? We need to have that alignment. So you might be, maybe you're thinking too much right now. You're unable to decide, and I feel that this energy is pushing you to make a choice. Maybe you've been thinking for way too long. And this energy is not about waiting. This energy is about putting in the action after making a decision. And even if you see, even our brain is wired to do that. Our brain wants us to make a choice so that, there's forward momentum. We can put the work in that direction. We can learn, grow in that direction. So even our brain scientifically also wants for us to make decisions and choices based on the information that you have right now. Now, some of you might be digging deeper into information. You might be having those deeper conversations with people around you that you trust. So after you have the conversations, after you gather the information, it's very important for you to see both sides of the situation. And then you need to weigh the pros and cons and which option is going to be better. But you have to do this really fast, Cancerians. And be bold with your forward movement, Jenna. Do it confidently. Don't do it with fear. Because you need to move forward. This energy wants you to move forward in a certain direction. And that could be any direction, I mean, whichever direction you pick, there is something for us to learn and grow in that direction. I feel like a lot of worry coming through this card. You might be, under a lot of pressure, or you might be fearing things. So... and I do get a lot of stress. Actually, I do feel a lot of stress that it's because you're unable to decide at this point in time. This could be some job offer that you have. Maybe you have 2 contracts that you need to finally choose between. And I feel that, once you make a decision, you will see growth. You will see positive rewards for your choices. And I would say there is no perfect direction or no perfect way of doing things. It's just that, we learn and grow. So if you are, if you end up in a bad situation, there is always room for correction. We have the free will. We can always correct. We can, course correct. We can choose the other direction or some other direction or some other. If this is a contract, maybe if you chose the wrong contract, then you can always, apply again. It's not the end of the world. But this energy is asking you to make a choice, like really fast. There is no time to wait, especially at the crossroad that you have. Maybe time is of the essence. Maybe you have to make a choice in regards to job and they're waiting for your answer. So you move fast. I feel that, but don't be reckless with your choices. See here, there is energy of Aries, which is ruled by Mars, right? And then there's Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. And these 2 planets, they always work together. Mercury rules the mind. Mars rules action. So so with the mind, it chooses, and then the Mars puts in the work. So, and Mars is not an energy that keeps waiting around, right? So it's like you have to make this decision like really fast. Some of you might be relocating into different cities or countries, and you're trying to decide upon where you want to live, what kind of community and things like that. You might be having the choice there as well. And some of you might be making changes in your approach, even is what I'm picking up from this. This weed over here, that's the sun god. You see, there are the wings. I'm getting that some of you might need to change the strategy, especially if you're working with corporates or even if your own business you have. There is a certain change in strategy that you might need to make in order to see the growth. Now, it's going to be different for each one of you, so do your research on that. This reminds me of an episode about choosing chains. One chain goes up north and the other train goes south, and depends on which one you choose, you end up in different cases. So some of you might be actually participating in some kind of debate. This could be maybe political debates or some kind of corporate debates where you go back and forth, and finally, there is an outcome of all the conversations that are had, and then it changes the direction of the company. This could be those kind of conversations as well that you're having at this point in time. The next card you have, Cancerians, is number 15. And it says, the vision. So below it says, I honor my vision, for it is the compass of my soul. It further says, your destiny is bigger than the fear of leaving comfort. Trust the clarity that is arriving now. It's your soul reminding you of the path you already chose. So you're aligning here with your destiny, the blueprint that you came here with, Cancerians. I feel that you are analyzing your situation and you are having a plan, some kind of a plan of action, approach, or a strategy. You're breaking it down into small tasks, some practical tasks that you can actually accomplish because you feel a calling to, you feel called onto this path, a journey, and you are making it a reality for you. So whether it's your dreams, whether it's the vision you have for a community, whether it's for your own personal self or your family, whatever that is, you are being very practical with your choices, with your decisions, with your approach, and you are creating, you are manifesting that dream. Some of you, I feel, are not so much looking into like what feels safe and familiar. Instead, you're all about what's purposeful, meaningful. Is this my destiny? Is it my calling? You are picking those directions that feel is your purpose on this earth. It's a very powerful image out here. There are two owls. Owls have night vision. They can see through the dark. And the card itself, the imagery is a little bit dark. So somewhere I feel that you might be, getting some hints in your dream space, or some of you might be tapping into your mystical side, which means that you might be waiting for synchronicities or following some kind of signs to lead you to your path. Some of you might be incorporating some kind of spiritual practice in your day-to-day in order to stay focused and centered and true to your calling or true to your path. Some of you might be actually teachers or guiding people, guiding clients or mentoring people. And that could be in any area. You could be mentoring about spirituality, or you could be mentoring about anything in school and colleges or, any other courses as well. Something that you feel is your purpose, that you're deeply called to that program or that vision. Some of you might be, this could be a vision for your own community. This could be a vision for your office, your company, whatever. People have visions. Presidents and leaders of the countries, they have visions for the country, for the community. So you could be in those kind of leadership positions as well. But this will make you happy. It will make you feel like you're living a purposeful life. So just be careful of even daytime visions you might have. These are breakthrough moments. You'll get some aha moments, which will clarify, which will clear things. I also feel that some of you could be looking into like career paths, like which career path do you want to choose? Some of you might be shifting, completely different careers. Or something that you have been envisioning for years now, you're ready to work on it or put it out into the world. It could be either ways. So you're not like looking, yeah, of course, everybody's for everybody, financial safety and everything is very important. But right now, you are just growing. This is a lot of growth out here, expansion. This is positive growth. Yeah, this is an energy where you're seeing into a bigger picture, a bigger vision, bigger horizons. Not just for, yeah, of course, for some of you, it could be related to your house. It could be related to your finances and how you feel secure in your neighborhood and things like that, or how comfortable you feel in your job or in the house or things like that. But this vision is, I feel like a much broader vision. This could be in relation to like community or country or even space exploration. Some of you could be into that as well. This is like the blueprint. You're going to live the blueprint of your soul with this energy. Next, Cancerians, you have the Knight of Pentacles. This is an earth energy. Pentacles is the earth energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn are the earth elements. Knights are the doers. So taking action. Further down it says, your step by step, I build my legacy. Patience and consistency are your superpowers now, Cancerians. What you build steadily will last for years to come. So I feel that you are working on something on a daily basis. One quote really stuck with me. And this quote is also backed by science. When it's the quote is, consistency beats intensity. It's like when we take those small actions every single day, it could be in any area, whether it's in your learning a skill or whether it's in your exercises or health routine or anything. Even 15, 20, 30 minutes a day, if you're doing it consistently, it beats, people who work in bursts of energy. So this Knight of Pentacles is a very earthy, slow-moving. It's like when you do work which you consider sacred. That's what transforms whatever you're working on into something really big and long-lasting. So I do feel that some of you could be investing into some finances portfolio, or you're making some changes in your career that is giving you more stability and security. For some of you, this could also be health. It's a very earthy card. If you see there's horse, horse for me is like, strength. Some of you could be into strength building. This could also be like, this horse is standing in a field. So I do feel that some of you could be taking to creating, growing food or parts and recreation, something like that, community gardens that you are nurturing with a lot of dedication and patience. There's also a concept of community kitchen. Some of you could be invested into that as well. But this is somebody that is constantly working, step by step, small steps, but doing it every single day. I'm also getting, look at his, there's a lot of accessories on the cape that this prince is wearing. So some of you could be into fashion designing with a lot of bling or attached jewelry, or some of you could be into jewelry making as well. And what I'm getting is, if you are into that business, it will become a very thriving business for you, or it's already starting to show up as a growing business for you, especially if you're into jewelry making or fashion designing that has some bling or jewelry attached to it. Some of you could be, there's a home in the background of this image. So some of you could actually be buying homes or buying your first home and ready to put down roots in a place, or you could be house hunting as well. But I feel that you are, building your legacy or building security step by step. You have a routine, you have a plan, and you're doing it in a way that you're enjoying, you're dedicated to your work. There is something that you have in mind that you're building on. And I feel you will create something really big out of it. And the last card for today, Cancerians, you have the card that says, maybe you search the branches for what is only in the roots. Go deeper, look elsewhere, you need more. And he further says, I honor my need for depth, clarity, and truth. I deserve more, and I will seek it. So, it further says, don't settle for the first answer, option, or path. You are meant to uncover truths and align with something richer, more authentic, and deeply fulfilling. So there is some kind of depth to whatever you are working on, or maybe some information that you want to apply that onto whatever you're working with. So, yeah, do the research work. I mean, that's what nights are for, right? They learn. Just could be researching up about your environment, about your projects, resources available. This could also be something that you want and you're not having it right now. So you need to dig a little further, Cancerians. So there's no need to settle with what you got. I feel this is a call for you to go beyond. Maybe if the resources are not available at one place, there is some place that you haven't looked at or thought about. Now there is a tree out here in the picture. It's lit up, blue and red. It reminds me of medicine. It looks like the veins, the blue and the red veins. It looks like very biological tree. So some of you could actually be researching on medical papers and things like that. When it comes to medical, I remember this is how penicillin was invented. For those of you who know, it's used in antibiotics. Fleming is the one who discovered that penicillin, and it was actually, it was just like, accidentally, like Fleming, there was a mold in the petri dish that Fleming was working on, and it looked like contamination. But then when they dug further, it actually turned out to be penicillin. So that's the kind of research. Some of you actually could be medical therapists or medical researchists or in the pharmaceutical industry doing some kind of research, digging further. This could also be digging further for truths. Or this could even be digging further for root causes. Like you could be in any industry and you could be doing some root cause analysis, like digging in for information, like what went wrong, or market analysis. So there is something hidden right now which you need to explore, and you will find it. For some of you, you could be traveling to places, which has nature's wisdom, which is like, in the hills or in the mountains or in the forest, that has a lot of hidden wisdom that you might tap into, that you might run into, that you might get inspired by. Because, when we're out there, we never know, how we get our inspiration. So some of you could be into that as well. This could also be related to your health. Like you might be working on improvising your health or your financial health even. It's like you don't want to apply band-aids anymore. You want to look at what the root cause of it is. Maybe a pain, ache, or something like that. Maybe it's something to do with your nerve pain or something in the veins. It's just striking me so strongly with this picture. So there is a lot of expansion that is happening for you. You just need to ask the right questions. Don't settle for what you're being told. Ask the harder questions. It's okay, because I feel that once you ask and get into the details of things and ask difficult questions, you will be not only just growing and expanding your knowledge, but this will also clarify what is real. You'll be able to tell what is real from what's unreal, what's an illusion, and what's for real. So there's a lot of analysis and a lot of Virgo energy that's coming through with this card, Cancerians, for you. A lot of precision. For some of you, this could be that, you're settling either in your job or in your careers. And you want something more out of it, but maybe due to safety reasons or security that job is offering, you're afraid to move. Even though you are way more talented, you deserve more. But you don't have the courage to, go look for new jobs. And I feel that this is a calling for you to try different things, try different companies or career paths. You know, there is something which is calling at you. You're just settling for something which is comfortable or maybe convenient, maybe it's near your place, or maybe you're familiar with the team. But I do feel that if you feel that you have outgrown the job or it's not aligned with your skill set and you could get more, you could get paid more, you could get more opportunities to grow, do your research. And, you know, once you do your research and you find something worthwhile, it's much easier than to make the shift. So these being your room messages, Cancerians will play out differently in your lives. Let me know how these energies play out for you or in the environment around you. And hope you enjoyed your messages. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.